like this whole room is kind of like our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my dad just died in April to COVID. So, you know,
Sorry
this
to
was
hear
like this. No, it's all good. But this helped me. So that's why. So like, it's
I
just
got you.
fun. It's fun. It's not. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
not a DJ. Like I'll, you know, if you know, I just be having fun with it. It makes me feel good.
All right. I like that.
That's
I
my
like that.
it's my therapy.
Okay.
I understand.
Because you know there are black men out here who recognize that they need healing and they're going to therapy. Not
Come
all
on,
of
you
us.
better preach. You better
Talk
preach.
about it, please.
Not all of us ain't what you think we are, sis.
I don't think that. I'm a lover. I'm a lover.
You sound like one.
Burned.
We've
Just
all. You don't think.
Just
You
2
don't
weeks
think.
ago,
You
I
don't.
got burned.
You know what's funny? Like women really be acting like y'all the only ones that get hurt.
Here we go.
Like
Is
you
the
act like
recording
you
started? Yes.
you act like you're the only ones who've been hurt. Like yo, I'm sure you've done a nigga or 7 wrong.
Ooh.
Well, we're talking
Let's
about
just-
that later too.
I'm just saying no, but I'm just saying like we all like you know like I hate when I'll meet a girl, she be like, well, I've been hurt. Like bitch, what you think I've been through? Like
I think that there's I think that the only reason why we do feel that way often because we actually show it, and y'all.
But showing it and not showing it doesn't mean that we ain't hurt. So what's your point?
But how will we know that you guys are hurt if you guys are going around?
Because
I'm not hurt.
No, we're not saying we're not hurt. We're just not going around wearing it with a badge of honor. What we're doing is trying to be strong and protect your feelings and not let what hurt us in the past affect what we're doing right now, sis.
Ooh, smokish. That seems very smokish.
Okay,
sir.
without how do I say I don't agree without you feeling that I'm arguing with you?
No, just say you don't agree. I don't feel like you're arguing with me. You just have I don't argue. I'm just saying I don't feel like you can disagree all you want. You're supposed to disagree. I didn't come on this podcast to agree with everybody. But what I am saying is that you can't make blanket statements and women say, oh, I've been hurt and act like it's not the same thing. Like we've been hurt too. The problem is that we don't show it, but we're not showing it because we're trying not to let it affect us in this situation that we're dealing with you. Now, unfortunately, sometimes guys try to cover it up and mask it up. And what ends up happening is that it comes out unknowingly. So with me, instead of me sitting here saying, okay, I'm not hurt, let me go to therapy. Let me understand why I feel the way I feel, why I'm triggered by this behavior. And then we can move forward amicably.
Well.
Thank you, Mr. Coley.
Yeah. We are here, honey. Yes.
I'm just trying to go fast so that I can.
We can get live and get this going.
Every time I don't put it on immediately, then it just goes. The screen goes away when I don't go live immediately. It's like you said you was going live, but now
you're supposed to be live.
All right, so we're live there.
Yes, we are on Facebook now.
And we are live here. This might save me.
I'm gonna need to be smacked for this.
What you do, Clint? Oh, you said you need to be snacked for today?
Yeah, this is weed lemonade. Weed strawberry lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Who make that?
Actually,
I want that.
A very, very close friend of mine. We about to start selling it.
Okay, lit.
Smacked.
That's what it's called? Smack? Oh, Smack.
It's called Smack.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Smack.
So good placement because I know you reference yourself being snacked all the time. That's good product placement. I like that. I like it.
All right. So, where are we? Okay. Everybody got their name change. Jill, can you post the notes in the comment?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
In the comment, them.
Okay, here we go. And welcome to another episode of Henny and Hotwings, where the show starts before the show actually starts. So you guys will get a chance to hear a little bit of those snippets of our conversation prior to the live people when you guys go back and listen to it later. I am Miss Hot Sauce, and I'm going to introduce my co-host. Well, they're going to introduce themselves. Jill, who are you?
Hi, it's your girl, Jill Badu. I'm here.
Yeah.
Your intro is always meaty. So full of girth.
Underwhelming, just complete underwhelmingness. Just
Zero effort
In the
making that-
building.
in the building.
And of
Go ahead.
course, this is your girl, Ms. Mo Filla, doing what I do. Cancer Gang, birthday tomorrow, so I'm feeling really good.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And that godly voice you heard, wish me a happy birthday, is from none other than the original fuckboy himself, or former fuckboy. Are we former fuckboys now? Mr. Clint Coley. Welcome to Henny and Hotwings, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. Henny and Hotwings, huh? Where's the wings?
So I don't have the wings, but I got the Henny.
Okay.
And I actually, oh shit, I left them in the damn kitchen.
So this is a podcast called Henny and Hotwings, and nobody ordered me. No, they didn't want to Postmates me no wing. Like if I had a podcast called, I would have Postmated y'all some or Uber Eats y'all some hot wings. I would have definitely did that.
But you know, bitches ain't shit. So you know.
Oh, I don't be on podcasts with bitches.
Ooh. He said,
so you're not a bitch.
Me either.
I ain't say you was a queen either. I just said no. I'm playing. I'm joking.
That's not even my thing.
I'm joking. It's not. It ain't my thing either. I think that's corny as shit. I hate when guys do that.
Okay. Wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you for starting this.
When guys say like my home, like he's not my homeboy, but a dude that I knew back in Philly. I ain't gonna say his name. No, this ain't my podcast, so I ain't saying no name.
I see him not gonna say it.
But you can't say his name because it's not, so he won't see it particularly.
It don't even matter. So long story short, though, what he did was like every time he would always like, how you doing, queen? What's up, queen? It's like you call every chick queen, and it feels disingenuous. And I wasn't. After a point, like you if you overly, hey, come on, like I started saying it because I heard Common say it, and then I realized what kind of dude Common is, and I know why he says it. So I'm gonna just say I think queen is definitely the nice fuckboy way of saying, I'm trying to fuck just without saying it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
I completely 100 agree.
Queen is definitely disingenuous. I agree.
We've had that conversation many times, and I feel like I'm often criticized. You don't think you're a queen? No, I do, but I just don't need the over exaggeration.
And you don't think I'm a queen. You don't think he don't think you're a queen.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially from some people that you know, and you're like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you so much. I don't think so. But so tell us a little bit about yourself. Like you are a
That's the worst date question ever.
Wow. What's your favorite color?
That's the worst date question ever.
What's your favorite color?
Don't y'all be hating when guys be in your inbox and you're like, so tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself. I get her all the
time. Y'all listen. All right. No, I'm not going to tell you about myself. All right. You ain't do your homework about myself.
This is gonna be a spicy episode.
I'm teasing her, man.
It's not gonna be spicy. So So to be honest with you, when when Mo said that we got Clint Coley, I was like, who's that?
Coley.
I was like, who's that? And I went and I looked at your page and I was like, he's awesome. And I watched a couple of your podcasts. And I was on the other day right after the Will and Jada thing, and you went live, and you kind of did what? Yeah, somebody pissed you the fuck off.
Somebody said something disrespectful.
Yeah, they did,
and I was like, "Don't say something to me you wouldn't say on the internet."
Yes,
I will. Bottom line, don't say nothing you won't say to me. Like he said something disrespectful, and but also in that moment too, man.
You was about to tell your truth.
Well, yeah, like my situation about or how I felt about Will and Jada. He said something disrespectful, but I can't really hold him accountable. I'm gonna hold myself accountable and say I could have done better in that moment. I'm the one who he came to see. I'm the one who he's trolling. Like he's watching me. I ain't watching him. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So at the end of the day, I need to do a better job and be more cognizant of how I behave and conduct myself on live. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And that wasn't a good moment for me, but I went right back on and I apologize to all my fans for watching that. And it wasn't that bad. It was just like he said something super out of pocket. And I was like, yo, like, don't say no shit to me you wouldn't say in my face. That's just my whole thing. But to to really talk about myself in just 2 seconds. Yo, I am a comedian. That's how I started off. I've been doing comedy for about 13 years. That is my bread and butter in this industry. I opened for D.L. Hughley. I know you guys are from Boston, and we just did the Wilbur back in January. Boston is probably one of my worst and it's like a love-hate relationship with y'all. I've never had a bad set in Boston. I've always gotten standing ovations. But also I've had issues where I was doing a show in Boston and nobody came. And I also did a show in Boston and I had to sleep at an office building at night. Like, it was really bad. So, but I love Boston. They've done nothing but show me love. And then I started a podcast about a year ago called Advice from a Fuckboy. Basically, it's just what it is, you know. So, you know, when I was in my 20s, I did a lot of fuckboy behavior, and my job is to educate men on how, like, look, man, I've been where you've been, I've done what you've done, and how do we, instead of talking about the problem, how do we have the solution? Okay. So I'm not about the problem. I'm not about, of course we're gonna share funny fuckboy stories. Yeah, we're gonna share about chicks doing this and dudes doing that. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, am I being influential with my platform and understanding that people listen to me? So if I got your attention, I should be saying something. So.
Well, that is, I mean, that is really good to know. And I think that is the kind of show that we run here. We want to hear people's truth. We want to get down to the nitty gritty. We want the advice of the things that we're going through. And usually how we start the show is if we just get a little update on everybody's dating status, how they're doing in the dating world, which usually, wow,
Jill was immediately.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
How we set the tone here.
Okay.
So, well, we started. Do you want to start, Clint, or do we want to let one of the ladies go first?
You said you want to know my dating situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Is it complicated?
It's not. It's just. It's no situation to talk about.
Oh,
like,
okay.
not no situation to talk. Like, I don't really throw my what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's gonna ruin the other pussy that I got lined up.
Wow.
No.
That's fair.
Girls gonna be like, really? Really?
So that's how you do. That's how you do it.
Oh, really? like literally, like, I'll go on, like let's say I'll go on live. I'll be like, yo, man, I'm doing this, and this, right? And they be like, yo, like, so, you know, I think it's really funny how you like, yeah.
You know it's bad when it start off with, I think it's really funny. Okay?
Nah, anytime I think it's not funny at all.
It's
actually.
not funny. There's no joke behind it.
So no, I'm kidding. I mean, yeah, but I like my current dating life. I mean, you know, I don't really, you know.
That's smart.
I mean, I know I'm corny, but yeah,
that's not corny. That's smart.
Is it you don't discuss it because of what you do, like absolutely. It actually makes more sense for you to appear as single, regardless of whether you are or not, because people are
I disagree. I think women. I think this day and age, if I was in a relationship, or if I was showing my relationship, I believe, you know, women would be like, oh, that's cute, like blah blah blah. It just depends on how you do it. So like for me, you know, it's more so to protect. It's not really to protect anybody, but for me, I don't disclose dating because, you know, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, you know, I don't get nothing personal. Like, my life is not personal at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I share everything. I shared it. I'm bipolar. I shared it. I got mental. I deal with a lot of other things. Like, I shared when my father died. I shared when my grandmother died. I shared when, like, I'm very open and transparent. And my thing is that the one thing that I'm really private about is my love life, just because, you know, I don't know. Like, God, so you can say something to me on live and be like, yo, like, Clint, you a bitch. And I'll be like, all right, but God forbid, if I'm with
your girl.
Right.
Like, I can handle it, yo. Like, I can take that shit, but don't like I was on live like 3 days ago, and somebody on live, you know, my little sister's very, you know, she's very dark. Like, my sister's like 6 shades darker than me. You know what I'm saying? And somebody in the comments was like, damn, that girl black as shit. And I'm just like,
no.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, dog, like,
doing that?
Yes.
It's 20.
Hell
The
no.
fucking 20.
Hell
Black
no.
lives matter.
Well, wait. So we're not gonna act like colorism doesn't exist?
Oh, no, we know it exists.
It does, but like, I just feel like colorism is as stupid as racism. It's kind of like, what the fuck is?
There's a lot of shit that's stupid, but niggas is doing it.
It just doesn't. It pisses me off because it's like y'all don't got shit else to talk about or be about than this foolishness. Like we're still here at this day and age. That's crazy. It's crazy.
But I get it. You pretty much don't want to put anybody else on the
mainly the woman I love. No,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no.
I get that.
I'll kill a motherfucker. No, I won't.
I'll kill him dead.
He said no, I won't.
But not, I ain't gonna kill nobody. I'm not trying to kill nobody over no goddamn words either. But it's like, guys be saying some wild shit, man. Like,
Right.
and I just don't. I'm good, man.
Okay, I get that.
That's fair.
Good.
So I guess.
Go ahead.
Am I about to say, am I up at bat? Because I think Jill went last week first.
Yeah, so you are up at bat because we need to update about. We heard a little bit about you.
Yeah. I'm in a special phase of life right now. Just exploring. Nothing too crazy. I joked around and said I'm gonna get impregnated for my birthday tomorrow.
Get it, girl.
Out here just creating babies for my birthday.
You don't want these kind of problems.
No, I don't want those kind of problems. Nah, not yet. But no, I'm just kind of dipping my toe, closing some toxic chapters and trying to put myself in better situations.
How do you close a toxic chapter?
You fucking block as many fucking sites as you can and and act like motherfuckers don't exist anymore. That's how I do it. That's how I operate, pretty much.
No closure?
Okay.
Sometimes closure's not necessary. You kind of get all the closure you need and how motherfuckers act, quite
That's
frankly.
true. That is very true.
I thought you were going to take a break from the whole dating situation.
No, I said I was going to be celibate. I'm not fucking. There's a difference.
Oh.
There's a difference. I'm not fucking. That was the problem, is I was always leading off with sex, and I don't want that to be the basis of any type of connections I'm building from right now. So I'm trying to take it easy on that end.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to start leading with sex. Because
wow. Okay.
I think that is going to be a good way for me to really kind of filter out who's there for me and who's not.
Way to ruin your life, sis. Way to ruin your life.
I say you definitely. I say you. I mean, I don't think. I mean, leave with whatever you want to leave with. Shit. It's 2020.
Listen, Clint. Listen. I've been leaving, and has been sending me down some dark roads. So I'm trying to find a light, fam. Trying to find a light.
Jill Badu.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Last week's conversation about our toxic traits really triggered me to do some real work within myself. And so, I'm really just trying to use my big girl words, like my therapist says, and trying to communicate with the gentleman that I have been engaging with. It's not always easy because, as I expressed last week, I don't like using all the words. I don't want to talk all the time. I don't want to say all the things all the time, the same thing over and over again. So, we're probably going to break up soon, but like,
okay.
As of today, we're still out here.
Okay.
That's good. That's good that you're still hanging in there.
Wow.
That's really good.
Barely.
Barely.
In the atmosphere that you're about to break up, though. Would you just know?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I understand. I understand. There's nothing going on with me right now. Just dry and alone. Sad.
So wait a minute. Let's rewind real quick. If you know you about to break up, why the fuck are you still there?
You better preach, Clint.
And I'm not saying that like I'm not trying to cuss you out, but I mean we're talking about your homegirl, she was talking logical, and I'm like, now I know everything ain't logic, you know what I'm saying? But like now you know what? That's a bad question, because you know what? I think the reason why you're saying there's still a chance that maybe this motherfucker might get his act together. Okay. All right. You're right.
That is literally my hope.
But guess what? How often has he shown you that he's not going to get his act together?
Ooh, I'm just going.
I'm just asking a simple question. How often? Let me ask you this: is it all him? Are you part of the problem too?
Well, this is the thing. Like I said, I've been doing some serious work in trying to own the stuff that's mine, right? So the stuff that is mine was, my passive aggressive behavior and comments and things like that. Being a little bit a lot of bit dramatic. At times when it was definitely inappropriate, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I definitely took some inventory of myself and I was like, okay, these are the things that I can own. But then the things that I can't, I need to give it back to him and say, hey, these are the things that are not working for me. And now the ball is in his court to either, you know, do better or say, you know what, I don't care that this doesn't work for you. This is what you're going to get. And then I make a decision as to whether or not if what I'm receiving is going to, you know, continue to work for me, or if I'm just going to say, you know what, this isn't working and walk away.
Did you ask him? Did you ask him? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No,
no. You go ahead. I like your line of questioning.
I was going to ask, did you ask him if he's willing to put in the work? Like, and I know actions speak louder than words, but sometimes, you know, look a motherfucker in the eye and just look me like, I mean, literally, like sometimes to get clarity in a lot of situations, sometimes you need to just look a motherfucker in the eye and just be like, yo, do you want to put in the work or not? If you do, then let's hold each other accountable and let's do it. If not, we out. Let's not waste any more of our time. Like sometimes we don't even just ask a simple, yo, are you still in this or not? Like a friend of mine, he's married, and he always says, like every 7-8 months, him and his wife do a check-in. Hey, you still want to do this? Cool. All right.
You still like
because the one day I like, listen, love, I don't give a fuck if it's love, like, lust, whatever. The moment, if I wake up one morning and say, I don't want to do this no more, guess what? I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all in a situation where y'all playing ring around the rosy with like trying to figure out if y'all still want. Do you want to be together or not? Let me ask you.
Sorry, everybody. My internet's being a jerk. Ugh.
Does he have the potential to be somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Yes or no?
Yes. So I will say this. Yes, I definitely think that he has potential. But the thing is that when somebody says to you directly, like, you know what, I know you deserve this. I just need you to be a little bit patient with me. And knowing that patience is just not one of my strong suits. Like I will lead with the fact that I am not patient at all. Right. So you know, I've been single for a while. And so like, getting back into, you know, being accountable to somebody is going to take me just a little bit of time.
Right.
And so, you know, in my mind, I'm kind of like, well, how much time are we talking? Because my patience is already non-existent. So like, if I'm going to build this patience to tolerate what you got going on, let me know what my time frame is. Cause you know, I do well with parameters and boundaries. You know, I need those things. I need them. And so,
yeah, I hear you.
And he's not really able to provide them for me. And I get that.
Right.
If he's like, all right, give me 30 days and then I'll be great. Like, that's not really realistic. So I understand the fact that like, it's not realistic to put a time frame on it, but the fact that I'm already coming in with it, with this impatient, you know, being, right? Like I'm already that. I know that that is part of who I am. That's one of my toxic traits. I have zero patience. I'll be off it in about 2 seconds flat and be okay with it, right? So even if the man has all of the potential in the world, it's kind of like, just do what I need you to do or else I'm gonna go.
You know, it's crazy, real quick. I'm looking at the comments and it's like, you know, some girl said he won't, sis, move on. But now we're talking about holding you accountable and what you do, and none of your homegirls are saying like, nah, sis, you got to get rid of that. Let me school you real quick. I'm gonna look in the camera, all right? It's funny. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm impatient too. I don't have patience. I hate patience, and I hate waiting. So, you know what I mean? I hate it. So, but on the other hand, it's funny, motherfuckers who don't got patience always want people to be patient with them. You know what I'm saying? So think about it like this, right? I hear feedback, by the way.
I don't have. I can't. Like somebody's on live and didn't turn their.
Yeah, it's not me. So whoever that is. Yeah. But real quick though, with that being said though, you know, you're saying that you have toxic traits, and guess what? He has to be with your toxic traits, patient. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yes, he's asking you, but he, like I asked you, I just said, hey, did you just ask him, hey, do we want to be together or not? Blah, 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 right? Now, he just said he wants to be with you. He said he wants to put in the work. He said, just be patient with me. And what I mean by patient is that it's not and I think what he means by patient, this is coming from a man's perspective. Patience means, yo, I'm trying. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to fuck up again. It happens because I'm not perfect. My toxic traits aren't going to go away overnight, just like your toxic traits aren't going to go away overnight. So you're not going to develop patience tomorrow. You're not going to develop patience next week. But if you actively work on patience, you can develop that. And guess what happens? He's being patient with you while you're developing patience. So whatever it is now, if it's him fucking around with other girls and stuff like that, you ain't got to be patient with that bullshit. But if he's saying like, yo, I'm willing to put in the work and I'm willing to do this, just give me some time and let me go to therapy. Let me listen to niggas like Clint. Let me talk to my old heads in my life. Give me that. And you saying, oh, God, motherfucker. No, because you want patience and you want compassion. Like, it's funny, man. A lot of times women want us to be patient with them and y'all saying like, oh, y'all want me to, oh, you know, I know, but I'm worth it. We not worth it? That ends my dissertation.
Well, first of all, you didn't have to come on here and get us together like this, Clint. You didn't have to do us like this.
I do think that everybody deserves some type of patience.
Yeah.
I think that we have to be able to discern when it's patience versus putting up with bullshit.
I agree.
Even sometimes men will be like, just give me some time, but they're not really taking that time to do better.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because if it continues, if the little things, and we were talking about that the other day, if the little tiny things continue to happen that are very, very fixable, and I mean very fixable, like before you fall asleep, if you're not going to call me back, just say I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then you fall asleep at 6 o'clock. And
that is so juvenile though. Who's talking about calling? That is juvenile. Like that's young bullshit. Like that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to patience. You don't have to have patience for it. What I mean by patience is like, yo, like, okay, I went through a traumatic experience in my life. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I'm somebody who's getting over. Let's say one of my toxic traits is that I don't like to. I have bad listening skills. Let's say I don't listen. I'm not listening. I'm always listening to respond versus listening to understand. That's a toxic trait that we're like, yo, let me have patience. No, I think that what you mentioned, and not to discredit what you're saying, but what you mentioned, that's trivial shit. Like, oh, you're not gonna call me back. Like, if you mad at niggas over that, then I mean, at the end of the day, like y'all don't got a chance. Because that's not being patient.
My whole thing is, if it's trivial, why can't you just do it?
Because you know what? It's not that we can't do it. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's not even like, my thing is, we're worried about the wrong shit. All right. You're worried about somebody calling you back. Like, at the end of the day, like, don't get me wrong. Do I think it's a respect thing and a time thing? Absolutely. So I do understand. Don't waste my time. Don't have me waiting up. If you're not going to call me back, don't, say that shit. I totally understand that. But when we're talking about patience in a relationship, we ain't talking about calling motherfuckers back. We're talking about big things, because what it sounds like what Jill Badu was saying is that at the end of the day, they're going through a seismic shift in their relationship. She's saying she don't have patience. She's not going to air out his business on his podcast, but whatever it is that he's working on, he's asking for some patience. We understand that, yes, there is a fine line between saying, I'm going to do this. I mean, there's a fine line between saying, all right, well, having patience versus putting up with bull. We understand all that. But what I'm saying is that, to me, something as little as like, yo, calling me back and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I understand the bigger picture. Keep your word, blah, blah, blah. Respect my time. But we're talking about stuff that, we're talking about childhood traumas. We're talking about generational curses that sounds like that needs to be broken in relationships. And those are the kind of patience that I'm talking about having.
And I appreciate that. But just to give a little context as to where Jill is at, it's not 100% to that level or that deep. It's literally they're in the dating phase. Yeah. And he's not doing the little things. That's where
are y'all dating or y'all in a relationship?
No, they're dating.
No, they're in a relationship.
Oh, they're in a relationship?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm confused, man.
I'm confused too now.
I'm confused too.
If she feels comfortable, she'll break it down. But it's not what you were talking about, because everything you were talking about was completely
1,000%
okay, and that was
it's valid.
100% right.
Yeah,
right.
like those are the things I actually have a tremendous amount of patience for. Because
absolutely.
I'm
okay. I can see that.
Right?
I can see that. I can understand.
I have all the patience in the world for that stuff, but like, I last week, one of the things that I've been kind of struggling with is kind of like say what you mean and mean what you say, right? So like,
okay.
be for little things, right? So if you
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I'm gonna hit you right back,
and you don't do it.
back,
Okay.
right? You know what I'm
I can
saying?
understand that.
So
I
for
can
me,
understand
it comes down to,
I can understand that. I see
like,
that.
if
Okay.
I can't trust you with the little things, how do
Yeah.
I build trust to trust you with the big things, right? So
And
I think it really just comes down to, if you say you're gonna do something,
I agree.
and if you're not able to meet that, and this is the other thing too, it's like if you're not able to honor the initial commitment that you made,
say that shit.
Good.
Yeah,
we're good.
I agree.
We're
I agree.
good.
You know what? I guess where I was coming from, and I apologize, you guys are 100% right. I do agree with what you're saying. I think where I was coming, and you know what? I was making it like I don't deal with those. No, but I'm saying I don't deal with those trivial things like, oh, you didn't call me back, and I'm, you know, and that's why I looked at it trivial, because to me, that's an automatic thing. Like, to me, it's like if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call you. So to me, that's automatic. I guess I have to look at it not from just my perspective, but everybody's perspective.
And you know, there's a big difference too. Like,
a lot of guys don't do that.
If you say that you're gonna do it and you do it, and then once upon a time you don't do it because something happened, that's not nothing for anybody to get all crazy about. It might be a little worrisome because I'm so used to him calling me back, and he didn't call me back, so now I'm scared. You know, like, I hope everything is going on. But if this is becoming a habit where you're saying that doesn't make any sense,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Especially in the beginning. In the beginning, you still supposed to be
all over it.
I agree. No, I'm 1000% with y'all on that. I totally agree. I guess, like I said, I was looking at it from a perspective of, I thought that doing what you say you were gonna do is that's like bare minimum shit. Like, I don't think that's special when a man.
It's not a big ask. It's really not.
Yeah, like if I say I'm gonna buy you some soda, I got soda. Goddamn it! Like, I don't like. It's just I don't need and I don't want credit for getting you for doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, you know, so I understand that, and I have to look at it objectively and not look at it from I understand that. So I get what y'all saying. You're right.
Well, Jill, that's where you're at. So,
right.
Jeez. Hot sauce, we already know it's a dry desert going on over there.
I wonder why.
Ooh.
No, I'm saying I wonder why. Like, you seem like a very nice girl, and you seem like, you know, somebody would be lucky to have you. So, you know.
I think that I've been single for 8 years, and I believe that after a little while, you're like, if it's not something that I can do, I'm not going to waste my time doing it. I do, however, waste my time a lot in a lot of different situationships, but I do understand that they're not going anywhere. And, you know, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I think that I'm a pretty nice girl. I think that a lot of people think that I'm too busy to even be in a relationship, or that I'm full of shit, because I am, you know, often talking a lot of shit. But, you know, I know in my heart that him or he, that one is going to be so amazing when he comes that I'll be like, fuck all these niggas. So I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
I got faith.
Okay. We do. I do too, sis.
You got faith.
Hey.
I mean, if you got any nice friends or whatever, just
I'm not hooking any of my friends up with you.
Wow.
Are your friends terrible?
Yeah, it's my friends. It's not you. It's them.
Oh, okay.
I think he means it is me.
I'm being 1000% facetious.
I know you are. I know you are.
No,
sometimes I feel that way too. Sometimes I feel like it must be because I'm annoying, and that's okay. I'll be that.
You'll be that. No problem. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not you.
Speaking of something you said, you once said that Boston had some of the ugliest women.
I said that, yeah.
Wow.
I said it.
That was mean.
I mean, I said what I said, but at the time I wasn't too happy with Boston either.
Why? What did Boston do?
Was that the show where nobody showed up?
No,
that was the office.
Now, yeah, I mean, I sell out now.
Oh, I know that's right.
No, I mean, I don't really want to get into because I don't want to shit on Boston, man. Like, Boston has shown me a lot of love in the past year, and I have nothing but great things to say about Boston and their women now. So when I said it in anger, and I said it in just hating Boston at the time. But I love Boston, and I will not say anything else. I don't hate Boston anymore.
I appreciate that, Clint. That was real.
Yeah, because that was mean. I didn't take it offense. I didn't take offense.
Well, if the shoe fit, don't wear. If you don't wear,
it don't. It don't, honey.
We too cute over here to take offense.
You know what I mean? Like,
we too cute over here to take offense to that.
Okay, so let's start with the definition of a fuckboy. Because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people want to know what a fuckboy is. And we talk about it often on this show. But I think that there's a lot of different definitions depending on what experience you're going through at the time, where you be like, that nigga's just a fuck boy. And he probably ain't. He probably just don't like you or something like that. So what is your definition of a fuck boy?
If you lying to women to get what you want.
That's it.
That's it.
Bottom line.
Okay.
So you're lying to women. If your words are lying, if your actions are lying, anything, if you are lying to women to get what you want, you are a fuckboy. Bottom line. That is the cardinal definition, because at the end of the day, you only call a guy a fuckboy when he said that it was one thing and it's not that. You know, that is a fuckboy. Like, think about it. Like, guys who say, oh, I don't want a relationship. Yeah, I know you don't want a relationship, but you're doing X, Y, Z, and everything else in the alphabet. Mm-hmm. So you're lying to if your actions aren't lining up with your desires, you're lying to women to get what you want, and you are a fuckboy.
Yeah. You came on here to give us a sermon, and I'm here for it. I'm here for today's word. Do you understand me? I appreciate you. So now that I got that definition, I'm so using it appropriately. I'm calling fuckboys out left and right, because that's exactly what it is.
Ladies, what were your definitions of fuckboys? After you heard his, like, what did you think that it was originally?
I didn't know how to so eloquently put it, but that's exactly what it is. It's just, that's the frustration. I'm always a person that likes it raw and uncut. Keep it real with me. So if you can't do that, that's usually when I end up calling you a fuckboy, but I never knew how to put it in such an eloquent phrase. So thank you, Clint.
I feel like a lot of women say that they are, they are tell me the truth, give me the pure, unedited, raw version. But a lot of men don't believe that what they're saying is true. Like, they're like, I still don't want to hurt her. I don't think that you're going to react in a mature way if I do tell you how I feel. Why?
Wait, time out. Like, let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. Like, if I'm gonna hold guys accountable for lying to women to get what they want, I want y'all to keep it a buck and be honest.
Yes.
Every time a guy tells you the truth, we already know what you're gonna say. I understand. Like, it's like, oh, I got no choice but to respect it. Do you always respect the truth? Have you ever been in a situation where he told you the truth and you did not like what you heard and you reacted off it? Be completely honest.
On 1,000%. That doesn't mean you stop being honest, though. The reaction shouldn't stop you from being honest.
See, that's not what. So again, we're talking about holding each other accountable, right? I said men need to be honest under all circumstances. Yeah. You don't, just because they're going to react like that doesn't mean you got to lie. But also, don't act like it's kind of like, don't act like there's no contribution to it. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is that let's not act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll give you a prime example. I had this conversation on my podcast where I was talking about how dating multiple people at the same time. A girl posted, we should normalize dating multiple people at the same time. I said, you know what? I agree, sis, but let's be 1,000% honest. If I tell a woman, hey, if you ask me, hey, I'm dating other people, are you dating other people? And I say I'm dating other people, 99, I'm not even gonna say 99 because that's saying almost all.
That's a blanket.
I'm gonna say 77% of the time you're going to fall back. 77% of the time, because there's a thing with women is like, yo, I don't compete, which is all fine and dandy, but don't say I gotta be honest. And then that, because if I'm honest, what happens is it determines your moves, and that's why a lot of guys don't want to be honest. Now, I'm not saying that's an excuse, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be honest. You should absolutely keep it 100. Yeah. You should absolutely give her exactly what she asked for. And the third thing is you lying, you're not getting nothing out of it, bro.
Yeah.
So and a lot of times guys don't let women, guys don't put the ball in women's court to let them do what they want to do. A lot of times we make the decision for y'all, and that's where lying comes.
And I guess that's the reason why
So my bad, and here's the last thing I'm gonna just say. So what I'm saying is though, on your end though, you guys have to do a better job at receiving the information and not being emotional about it. Because sometimes it's not a lot of times it's not you. Like if we just met, like let's say I just meet you, right? And we've been talking for a week, and then you ask me if I'm dating other people, and the answer is yes. What do you expect?
I'm realistic, so I'm expecting that.
You're realistic, but let's be honest. Your sis in them ain't realistic.
No. I do believe that. Unless a man actually tells me that he is only dating me, I believe that he's dating other people.
Okay, now, in the last segment, I just said, let me take myself out the equation and look at it from your perspective.
I agree with what you're saying.
You're right. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, we know y'all probably like, oh, yeah, I like the real. Everybody ain't like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just like
you're right.
Everybody ain't not like that, and it's more common than you think. And then women be like, "Oh, what kind of women you dating? We dating you. What the fuck?
Don't act like it's some alien somewhere. No, I get what you're saying. There are a majority of women that feel like they don't have to compete. They just need to. I'm the only one you should want, and if I'm not, then I'm going to fall back. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to act like that's not out there because I've seen it happen.
Every day. Every day,
all day.
Literally, it's happening right now. There's a guy saying, "Well, I'm talking to other women." Oh, okay, all right.
I'm gonna fall back.
And then you stop talking to him.
She just posted a meme that just said, "Sis, what's yours is yours, and you ain't got to compete for nothing." That's what happened.
For you is yours. All of that. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to.
And then he read it, and he's like, "Cool."
That happened right now. I believe it. It's happening right now.
Do we want to compete though? Like, let's just be for real.
I just feel like it's unrealistic to think like. I feel like it's unrealistic at this stage and age in life to feel like I'm just now meeting you, and now all of a sudden I'm the only person in this world. That's just absolutely
right.
That's insane.
But in the ideal situation, I feel like nobody wants to compete. Like
maybe we should remove the ideal situation. Maybe we should remove the ideal because that's not real at all. just not real. And it's not even. I feel like it's not even a competition. If you're you and you shine, you're not competing. It's just I'm.
I ain't worried about. I'm not worried about what another man doing. If I'm coming if I'm trying to talk to you, I'm trying to talk to you. That's why I don't ask those kind of questions. I don't ask who you date. I don't care.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of men do have a problem with the person that they are interested in dating other people. And we talk about this in our discussion group all the time, and the men kind of have a lot of the men kind of have like a little sour, little catty ass comments about, but then you a hoe, or what does it mean? Because why is it that dating always automatically means I'm fucking everybody that I'm speaking to? Like that's a part.
So then why? So if that's the case, then why? So it's funny when I posted that. A lot of women were like, dating, a lot of women were like, yo, like dating, dating means fucking. Women said that. Was saying like a lot of times when God says he's dating other women means he's fucking other women. That don't necessarily mean that. But to answer your question, those guys who are making those asinine statements calling women a hoe because you're dating more than one man, like, then they don't know what the fuck dating is. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's just why are we even having, I don't have conversations with people like that. If you're telling me that if a girl's a hoe because she's dating multiple people, you don't, even if she's fucking multiple people, she ain't a hoe. Like, she do what she wants. It's her pussy, not yours.
I know.
So at the end of the day, like, there ain't no such, you're not nah, man, I don't subscribe to that. And when I see guys or we have conversations like that, just let me know they're immature. They don't know how to articulate themselves properly. And I don't engage.
I almost feel like it'd be the ones who articulate themselves properly. Like there's a very notorious person in the group who, like married.
So he speaks for me?
Ooh.
No, he does not speak for
Remember,
you.
Clint,
That's why I never make blanketed statements.
And where's he from?
Some women. He's from Boston, unfortunately.
Don't do that. Okay. What you about to do, Clint? What you about to do?
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, about to say about it, I probably agree already.
No, my point is like, yo, like he don't like look, I don't speak for all men. You know what I mean? I don't speak for all men.
Are you in boxers right now? Is that what's happening?
No, I got on a pair. No, it's just a pair of shorts.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just got distracted.
No, they just think I got like I wear. I don't know about. I wear shorts with my thighs out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I wear shorts with my thighs out. I don't sag no. I'm a grown ass man. My thighs is out.
Right, King. Look, I'm not gonna be condescending.
If I'm wearing some shorts, man, my thighs they're above my kneecaps.
I know that's right. Show off the thighs.
Absolutely. I'm showing my knees.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, sis. What was you saying?
But basically, you know, he doesn't speak for everybody, and I think that I don't speak for all men either. But what I can say is I don't make asinine statements like, "Oh, a chick is a hoe because she decides she want to date or fuck multiple people." No, she's doing what she wants to do. And at the end of the day, I think that's the problem why, you know, men and women, especially black men and women, you know what? I'm gonna just say this and you know, and I'm high right now, but I'm gonna say it. Yo, black men and black women are at odds, and we don't want to admit it.
Talk about it.
We are at odds. Black women don't like black men, and black men don't like black women right now. I'm just being. We are tired of each other, and you know what? It's not going to change until we finally have a conversation and come to the table and say, look, ladies, all niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? All niggas ain't shit, and fellas, all women ain't hoes. Now that we got that off the way, what are some ways we can love each other better? And we need to sit down and we need to fucking listen. I don't want it. Don't try to listen. If you're trying to be right, this ain't the conversation for you. We trying to get it right. Bottom line. So like even earlier, like as y'all telling me like, yo, Clint, nah, this is what we've been. Then I look, I'm not trying to be right on this podcast. That's not my objective. At the end of the day, man, if we can say something and we can get it right, to me, that's what's more important. Are we getting it right?
I know that's right. Well, we're going to get it right before this episode is over. I'm here for that.
I'm here for the getting it right, because all of this is putting me in practice for when I meet him and we get it right. Because it shouldn't, I think Jill and I were talking the other day, like, do you think that relationships should be hard?
Yeah.
So I want you guys to answer that. How do you think that they should be hard?
I don't know if they should be hard, but no, you know what? No, relationship it's work. Relationship is not. It's work, man.
I like that.
Like we even talk about. We talking to Jill right now. Like she got to put in the work. He got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Like they're at a point in their relationship where they can either go this way or go that way. But if they want to go this way, you got to put in work. Yeah. So relationship should be work. It shouldn't be. I mean, look, if y'all never argue and whatever, that's y'all. But sometimes, you got to learn, like, you got to teach motherfuckers how to love you and how you want to be loved. That ain't easy. Yeah. And also, the way you love and the way you want to be loved changes as you get older.
Absolutely.
So like when I was 24, you know what I'm saying? When I was 24, at the end of the day, like, I like to be loved this way. Now at 33, it's different.
Your love language change.
Yeah, huh?
Your love language change.
Yeah, but now when it comes to like to really just answer the question, should a relationship be hard? No, it shouldn't be hard. You shouldn't feel like it's like here's the thing. Like my comedy career takes work, but it's hard work, but it's not hard because I love what the fuck I do every day. So at the end of the day, if I love you, I love you. You know what I mean? This shit ain't hard. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You want me to do what I say I'm gonna do? It's that simple.
I'm gonna work on it.
And if that's hard, then that's then we ain't
the right one for you.
Right.
I agree. Come on. So I just on that same line, I'm going off a little bit. So just on the Will and Jada piece, because there's one big piece that stuck out to me, and I hated the fact that was their ending tagline. We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life, right? So I feel like that kind of created that, or perpetuated that narrative of, in order for this to work, it has to be hard. It has to hurt.
You've got to go through these types of trials and tribulations. And
it's like, I don't want that to be the message that we send out about what a relationship is. Yes, it's going to be work and people change, and your job is to love and be there and support through all the change. But I don't want it to be, we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. Like, what are we doing? What are we promoting?
I don't think they meant it literally, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was just along the lines of Bad Boys for Life. But what I will say is that I think in the course of a long-term relationship, I think you're going to face just about every problem under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be tempted in different ways. You're going to be challenged in different ways. Your partner is going to evolve in ways that you may not be expecting them to evolve into or whatever. So I definitely think that, like, things are going to be, there are going to be bad days. Like, I don't think that any real relationship is void of bad days. And so I think that was more at the core of what they were saying. I think it just sounded terrible to the ear. You know what I mean?
And I get it. It was along the tagline of Bad Boys for Life. But by God, I just felt like that was I feel like because there are a lot of people that feel like you do have to put up with bad, just complete bad, to just for the sake of.
No, you ain't got to put up with a mother. You ain't got to put up with a goddamn thing.
Hell no. It's okay to leave. It's all right to be done. Like, it's all right.
Yeah, I took it as a joke though. I didn't take it like they're no. I took it as a joke.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm the only one, and that's fine.
No, I mean speaking of, so going back a little bit, rewinding to the part that I ended up tuning into your live right before Homeboy shut you down. For those of us who weren't able to watch the whole thing, or when you came back, are you interested?
Why you keep bringing this shit up, yo?
Because
it's like the third time you brought it up, yo. Like,
because
what's up,
that's the first time that I ever got to see you in action.
But I also addressed it and took accountability for it. And here you are, the third time bringing it up.
I'm talking about your experience, your.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay,
I want to talk about it.
We could have just talked there.
Look, I'm gonna go get some more ginger ale. I'm gonna be right back.
That's fine. All right, let's skip over that one.
But no. Let's go back real quick. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I don't.
You said when I saw you, like, here's the thing. We could have just been like, yo, what's your views on Will and Jada? And I would have told you my truth. But we had to bring up again a moment that I showed a little bit of weakness. And like I said,
I didn't hear about that moment, to be honest with you.
Then why'd you bring it up?
The question was, have you ever been in August?
Well, I'm asking you, if you said you don't care, then why was that a point to bring up that
Because it was leading to the question that I was going to ask you.
Okay. Well,
I wasn't going to talk about your situation and what happened. The question was, have you ever been in an August like
that wasn't the question.
Yes, because you didn't let me finish.
Listen, sis, I told you, like, look, you asked me the question like 3 times. You talked about the live experience for like the third time, and it's like, yo, like, I addressed it the first time and I didn't hide behind it. But it's like, why do you continue want to press? Like, that's my question. Like, it's not like, and that now it looks like I'm the dickhead, but it's like, yo, I answered your question. When we brought up the live, that's the first thing I said when we was on, that's the first thing I said when we got on here. And I said, yo, I could have done a better job at being this and being that. And to be completely honest, it's like, yo, like, it feels like, and I'm just keeping it a buck. I feel like you trying to like keep, like, why you bring, like, I wouldn't want to keep bringing up a bad moment that's something, especially if I'm a guest on their podcast. I wouldn't do that to you on your podcast. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not offended, but it's like, yo, like, you know, I get it. It's about August Alsina, but you could have just said, like, have you ever been in an August Alsina situation? But to say, like, I was on your live and I saw you, and I was like, yo, like, it was a bad moment. Like, I owned it, and that was it. And now here we are for the third time talking about it. And I'm like, yo, like, is that it? Is that what we gonna do?
So,
I mean,
have you ever been in an August-like entanglement?
I have not. No.
Okay.
Well,
have any of you?
I actually have, and I think August handled it 100% the wrong way. I think Jada, everybody, it was just all like types of codes that were broken in that whole situation. Quite frankly, I think if you sign up to be in August, you know it's not your business to out what's going on or what's going on with that couple. That's just what you sign up for.
That's not your place.
That's not your place.
Yeah,
period.
That's exactly how I felt. I was just like, I don't feel like that was his place to say it. And maybe, and it is his truth, I guess. You know, that's how he, I guess, had to deal with it or heal from it or whatever, or what he was going through. I just felt that it was a really messy way to kind of do it, especially in this day and age where them people wasn't looking for no trouble. It was 4
And
years
I
ago.
would say, let's keep it a
Yeah.
buck. It was 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and you had an album release. Like, let's just call it what it is. There's a part of me that's like, all right, you
You
needed
think it
some
was
album
because of the
sales.
album release?
I'm gonna just call it. Why are you speaking on something that happened 4 years ago?
Doesn't sound like a coincidence.
Exactly. You're speaking on it now, 4 years ago? Like, come on. And of course, what bigger publicity is there besides Will and Jada? I mean, besides Beyonce and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess I heard that he brought it up a few years ago, and it kind of people just kind of swept over it or whatever. And then when he did it this time, it was like on a bigger platform. And I mean, people are bored right now, so they'll run with anything.
mm-hmm.
So I've been in some entanglements.
Yeah,
maybe
I feel like that's real. That's real.
And they were things that that I won't say that they didn't end well, but they didn't continue because I just found that it wasn't right for me. And throughout the whole thing, like, it was always me having the understanding that no matter what happened, whether it went south or not, that it wasn't necessarily my place because I was doing enough.
Exactly.
So it wasn't my place to now go ahead and be like,
and this is what's going on.
And this is what happened. And I just want you to know and let me tell the whole entire world that this what happened between me and this person's person. So it was really hard for me just to, like, see all of that going on around the world and people's different views about him and her and Will being dragged because this and that. Like, I just don't feel like they deserve that, especially if they work through their issues prior. So like that was interesting to me.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's a code, and they've been doing a good job throughout their million years being in a relationship of keeping whatever they're doing private. So like August, like I said, broke 1,000,001 codes by coming out and outing them, so to speak. Like, it was just way too much. It was way too much.
Yeah,
he should have known. You know what position you signed up for. Play your role, fam. Play your role. That's
absolutely.
it.
Joe, what is your take on the whole thing in that respect of have you ever been in an entanglement type of situation?
No, I don't have the patience for an entanglement, especially like if you know what it is when you come into it. It's kind of like,
why waste my time type of deal.
I'm not gonna win in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know I don't want to lose all the time. I don't want to feel like I'm losing all the time. So I prefer to just kind of stay away from those situations just because I like to preserve my feelings. I can be a bit sensitive.
Have you ever been close or ever been like approached to perhaps get entangled?
So, I mean, I've been pretty open about my entanglement when I was married. So I was more the Jada in the situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's that. So there's that.
So yeah, so I have been the entangler, I suppose, but I also feel like the dynamics were definitely not, the Jada and August dynamic in the sense where I feel like I was hoodwinked and bamboozled. But whatever.
Clint, have you ever been, I know you haven't ever been in one, you said you haven't. Have you ever been approached for one or tempted to be in one?
So, I mean, no. Like, as far as this whole entanglement shit, I think it's stupid, to be honest with you. I think that it was Jada's way of trying not to hold herself accountable what the fuck she did. Will, when she said, I'm in an entanglement, Will looked at her like, come on. The fucking relationship, all right? That's number one. Number two, let's unpack the fact that, listen, man, Jada Pinkett took advantage of somebody who was vulnerable and needed somebody. Now, if we want to talk about experiences, I'll get into it then. Listen, when I was about 23 years old, I was in a very dark space as a person. And yeah, I had an older woman take advantage of me, all right? Now, at the end of the day, did I know better and did I know what it was? Absolutely. And did I decide to, no, I ain't do none of that. But at the end of the day, like, we hold men accountable for preying on younger women. You know what I'm saying? And we hold her accountable too. If Will did some shit like that, there'd be no more bad boys. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Jada's not wrong for what she did in her marriage. She didn't do anything wrong.
Nope.
They had a conversation. Yep. They said they was moving on or whatever they was doing. She's not wrong for that. What you're morally wrong for, and why I don't think entanglement is funny, and women are not women, but pop culture now is like entanglement. It's like, yo, that shit not funny, because to me, you know, she not preyed on somebody, but she offered to help. And she even said in the Red Table Talk, I feeded off the fact that I needed to feel needed.
Yeah.
That is taking advantage of someone.
Yeah.
You know who,
one-on-one.
do you know what kind of people like to feel like, you know, like it's like they feed off of feeling needed? Fucking pimps.
Jeez. Yeah.
Pimps do shit like that. Pimps literally be like, oh, you ain't got nowhere to stay? All right, how about do this for me? Do this for dad, and I'll get, like, that's what pimps do.
That's real.
I'm not saying she pimped August Alsina, but you know, the kid was this young dude, he on drugs, and you Jada Pickett. It ain't like come on. So, I mean, look, that's what she's wrong for, but I don't know the dynamic of their relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't know what went on, you know, outside of that. So I can't speak on that. Only thing I can say is that I just thought, I think that, you know, I've had older women, you know, do the same thing, and I didn't look at it like that. But
and it's crazy though, because I appreciate you as a man coming out and saying that, because I've literally had arguments with men where I'm like, yo, Jada took advantage of this man. And they're like, oh, come on. That was just a cougar situation, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not okay.
I don't think that there was anything okay about it.
Listen, I openly date older women. I love older women. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's a cougar situation. I like you, you like me. August Alsina is on drugs at this point. You know what I'm saying? Hard fucking drugs. All right, there's nothing that man could give you, but I mean, and what it was I'm gonna help you, and then it was like, oh, show me your dick. Like that's what it sound like.
Yeah.
And it's like when men do shit like that, it's like, oh, he knew better. So
I agree. I hold Jada to that same standard.
Yeah.
Like I definitely said it immediately.
She did nothing.
24.
He was young. Listen, they're at least 20.
20 years apart, young.
Jada is 20 years old, or she's about almost 20 years older than me. Jada's 40. I'm 33. Jada's 49 or 48.
I think it was 40. I think she's 49, but I mean, 1 year doesn't make a difference. It's still older.
Right, yeah. Like me and Jada didn't go to high school together or college.
We weren't at the high school at all. A little bit together.
Good, man, like,
we didn't coexist in the same schools.
The same
like
teachers
in there. And I mean, just on the strength that her son is the one that introduced August into the family is automatically like, sis,
it's off limits.
What are you doing? Thank you. I'm glad you said it, Clint. I'm glad you said it, because I've had too many arguments with guys about it. So thank you, as a black man.
No, but you know what the thing that pisses me off is because guys, man, you know what the fucking problem is, yo? Niggas, and I hate to say this, but niggas, you know what I mean, be slapping high fives for fucking.
Yeah.
We slap high fives for fuck. Like, remember the whole Boosie situation when he paid a prostitute to come?
Honey.
And now I was like, yo, like, y'all niggas y'all slapping high fives for this shit?
This is what we're doing?
Right. This is so, like, because Boosie is so worried about his son being gay that he, like, there's so many things I can unpack with that. But all I'm saying is that motherfuckers was, yeah. And it's like, yo, it ain't, like, yo, it fucking ain't a badge of honor. We look at, men look at fucking like it's like a rite of passage. Like, it's like you fuck. It's like that's our bar mitzvah. You know what I mean? Oh, you fuck. All right, let's have a party.
You're
blah blah.
A man
like,
now.
I remember the day I lost my virginity. You know what I mean? And I came home and told my dad I got suspended from school. He didn't give a fuck about that.
Cared about you losing your virginity.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. All right, so pretty much we know that a fuckboy pretty much is somebody who lies to get women or get whatever you want from people, right? But have you ever found a space where it was necessary to be a fuckboy, or a situation where it's necessary?
It's never necessary. Never necessary, man. I can't say that I was ever in a situation where it's necessary to be a fuckboy. Like, it's never necessary. You don't have to be. I can make situations where I felt like I could have been. I'm not going to condone that.
Condone it ever, right? So there was a question was like, is there certain people that deserve the fuckboy or fuck girl treatment? And I'm like, based on the definition that was given, now that we've got to the whole the bottom of things,
right.
Like, I don't really know if there's ever a situation where the fuckboy treatment is required. You know what I mean? It's just, we just got to keep it on to allow people to have their choice.
You don't right.
Have you ever been, somebody ever fuck girled you? Like you were like, ooh.
Yes, all the time.
He said yes.
I keep game money. I used to do that.
And what sucks about it is that like, you know, I'm thank God like I've been around the block a little while, so like ain't nothing new under the sun to me. Like I get it. Like you, as soon as you do it, I'm like, oh, I like that.
I see what's happening.
That's a good trick. That's a good trick.
I remember I did that one. Oh, got him. What are some of the signs of like fuck boy, fuck girl behavior?
I need some tips because I'm trying to wean them out, Clint.
I mean, I think y'all know. Y'all just don't, y'all choose not to see it.
Ooh.
You know when somebody being a fuck boy. You know. You don't have to ask.
Yeah.
You know it. Like we talked like with something that's trivial. I said something that's trivial is calling you back.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
You know if a motherfucker say, I'm gonna call you back and it's at 7:00 and then the rest of the night you don't hear from me, he was somebody else.
Facts.
He was somebody else. Like, and if he's only texting you, he was somebody else.
So what's the likelihood that he's just sleeping?
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. Probably not that. Like, if he got a job or something like that, or he's working, or I don't know. But if it's okay, one time, okay. The second time, nigga. But after that, you know this motherfucker not sleeping. He don't got narcolepsy.
You don't just fall asleep like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, man. If a man want to call you back, he gonna call you back.
Yeah, that's real shit. That's real shit.
If I want to call you back, I'm calling you the fuck back.
So he did not just fall asleep.
I'm not saying he did or didn't. You have to, you use that discernment with yourself.
He said, I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Joe? You seem squeamish.
I mean, I'm just saying, I guess we about to break up tonight because
she's got a fuck boy on her hands.
to hear him tell it, the nigga narcoleptic. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let me put my situation out here. You can tell me if it's a fuckboy situation or not. Because I'm a person that believes people's words. So if you tell me something, I'm taking you at your word, right? Clint, where you going? I need you. Where you going?
I'm listening. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So my situation is this. Guy tells me off rip, I'm very interested in you. I'm only interested in you, right? But then proceeds to tell me stories about, all his past situations and his how girls just be on him all left and right. So I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to feel like, and that's not to say just because women are on you that you can't focus on one person, but the fact that you're even like telling me this is part of your story, it makes me feel like this is what you thrive off of.
So there's a guy telling you that there's women on him?
On him, left and right.
Oh, then why you have to leave him? That's corny.
Business, yeah. Like,
that's corny.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's corny. Nah.
That's not
leave him.
That sounds
He's not a fuckboy. He's just corny. He's just corny. Like any man that gotta be like, oh, I get bitches. Like you don't get bitches. Like I never forget. I went back to Philly. I went back to Philly, man. And I said, what's up? I was seeing my homeboys. I was like, yo, man, how you been? He's like, me. I just been fucking bitches and getting money.
Oh, wow.
And he's
not doing either of those.
He's not doing either of those.
He's doing neither.
I mean, he's one of my childhood friends that still lives in the neighborhood. Like he's that guy.
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, like, yeah, man, like, no, anybody, I'm not, no. I would, he don't even get a second conversation after that.
Boom, enough said. I thought I was being an asshole because I'm like,
no, man. Oh, I get girls, women on me. All right, well, go let them women be on you then. Why you over here?
Thank you, Clint. I just needed that clarification. Thank you very much. I knew I was dealing not even with a fuck boy, but just.
It's just corny. Like he whack. Like I don't even address motherfuckers like that. Oh yeah, girl, you lucky because all the chicks be sweating me. All right, okay, Keith, get the fuck out of here.
Not Keith.
Fuck out of here. Get your dumb ass, your lame ass out of here.
Oh, no.
I mean, why you gotta be named Keith?
Block him tonight.
Because I said women sweating. How old are you?
Sweat.
Keith sweat.
Get up.
I'm older than you.
Oh,
I'm gonna be 37.
You're gonna be
What
Makes
that
sense.
mean? What that mean, Clint?
Nah,
I'm about
you
to
just
call you Coley.
it makes sense, man.
I'm about to be 37 tomorrow. What that mean?
Nothing wrong with being 37. 37 is good. No,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you experienced. So,
Tia said, block him tonight, bestie. Block him tonight.
I'm blocking
good.
I know
But
you got to
then-
pull out soon, but I think we have one more question.
Oh, let me get
so
to it.
yeah. So last couple of episodes, I've been talking about like leading with your crazy. And so I know that, you know, Clint, you are very open about your bipolar diagnosis.
Absolutely.
So when you are first getting to know somebody, like, how do you decide whether or not to disclose or not to disclose your diagnosis?
That's a really good question. Man, thank you. Oh, wow. Shit. That's
He
a really
wasn't
good
ready.
question. No, because you know what? I did a podcast about like, all right, so let's have a conversation. We'll be honest. All right. I'm not okay right now. You know what I'm saying? Like COVID literally took everything from me. Like I lost I couldn't tour no more, and I lost my grandmother and my father in the same month. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I was going through a lot. But let's just say I meet a girl in June, right? Oh no, and to go a step further, in June 20th was my birthday, right? And the day before, so I opened for DL Hughley across the country. The day before, we were in Nashville, and he passed out from COVID. I'm there, and I ended up getting COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah. So like a lot's happened to me within all of this, right? But let's say I meet somebody today, right? And how do you? And I guess the question is like, how do you tell somebody what you've been through, and how do you tell somebody tell you, like, how do you date with also knowing you're not all right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how do you, like, it's kind of like you meet a chick and she's like, and he's like, how you doing, Clint? And they're like, how do I tell her, like, yo,
I'm not okay.
I don't even want to, or I don't want to be here no more. Like, how do you say that? Because that's a lot to unpack with somebody. Everybody's not mentally equipped to handle that. I think when I tell somebody I'm bipolar or I tell them what I deal with mentally, I tell women once it starts to get serious. And the reason why is because I feel like if it's just light, we don't have to get into that zone. Yeah. But when we're starting to really realize we like each other, I think this is something you need to know about me, because I need you to have patience.
Come on.
Because I need you to have patience with me. Now that doesn't here's the thing. Just because I'm bipolar doesn't mean I get to disrespect you.
Agreed.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you know, if I'm having a manic episode or something, and now for me, I'm gonna be 100% transparent. When I'm going through my episodes, it's not cussing people out. It's not fuck you. It's none of that. It's I don't want to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? And that is harder. Like that. Like, but my thing is that if I'm getting angry and I'm fuck this bitch, fuck this shit, fuck this hoe, and fuck you and all this, like bipolar don't excuse that, my nigga. No, like you know exactly what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm saying is, to answer that question, you know, because I'm sorry I went around it, but to answer the question, I'm high. But
you're smacked.
No, because when I'm smacked, I ramble. But to answer your question, I don't lead with that. If it's brought up, if mental health is brought up on a date, I will talk about it, but I don't lead with that. But before we get into anything serious, you will know that about me, and you will know that I'm not just sitting around taking it, and I'm not accepting defeat. Gotcha. You know, like I'm out here, I'm fighting this shit every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not out here acting like it's nothing. I'm not acting like it's not a big deal. I'm not acting like, you know, I'm out here fighting the fucking good fight every fucking. And I'm in therapy. I got a psychiatrist. I don't take this ain't funny to me. Like, so I want you to know that not only do I know this, but I'm actively working on it at the same time.
I think that's the important piece, because it's okay to lead with your crazy as long as you're also saying I'm handling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it.
Yeah, but we also human too, man. Like me, I'm more transparent about my things that I go through. Y'all, some people aren't, and some people, and so like if they gonna judge me about for having mental health issues, okay, that's fine. I mean,
you ain't my person. Period.
Or if you know that you can't handle that, I can respect that.
Exactly. It's a lot. That's real. That's real as shit.
It's a lot. Everybody ain't built for that. Everybody, like, think about it. Let's say I meet a chick and she's bipolar. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to deal with that, because I can't pour into you because I ain't got shit.
You just preached to my life, because honestly, that's what my marriage was. Like I was dealing with someone who's bipolar, but I'm depressive. And I couldn't recognize it because I can't handle the bipolar with my depressive state. It was a trigger for me, but neither one of us had the language to be able to say that to one another. So
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, man, for me, like I know, like for a fact, like I've been, you know, I've, you know, I know my bipolar has absolutely contributed, you know, to, you know, sometimes women, you know, you know, my bipolar has contributed to women, you know, leaving me, you know, but not because they didn't could, but it was because I didn't have a handle on it, you know, or I didn't, you know what I mean? So I understand, man. I understand. It's a tough subject and I get it, you know, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I usually try to tell people as soon as possible, that I have PMDD. And so basically it's more of a cyclical situation where, you know, 10 days before my menstrual cycle, I am a completely different person. And so, if I know that, and unfortunately, because of the fact that like it's cyclical, I will know like when my mood starts shifting, I have to communicate that to anybody that I'm engaging with. Like, hey, if I seem off, this is what's going on. This is the name of it. You can educate yourself on it. I'll even send them, you know, a little Google, a Google documentation about like, you know, what PMDD is, because a lot of people don't necessarily know about it because it's not very common. Or, I mean, it's not that it's not common, it's that not a lot of people know that they even have it. So people are not diagnosed with it. And so because I know that about myself, like, I don't want you to think that like I'm a complete weirdo every, you know what I'm saying, like every 20 days. And then you don't give me a good opportunity to let you know what's going on. So I like to just be upfront. Like if I know, oh shit, it's 10 days before my period, I got to let this brother know that shit's about to get real different. I lead with that just because I feel like I don't have the luxury to not lead with it because I'm so drastically different.
I do think I could understand that. Yeah, I understand that. Absolutely.
I was gonna say, was you about to say something else, Clint?
No, I agree with it.
Okay.
I mean, she should definitely leave with it just because it's a medical condition and it's something that does affect you immediately. Like if I just meet you today and we 10 days before your period. Oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta know.
What the hell is going on? Yeah, that's real. That's real shit.
Exactly. The switch
but I just got her number.
Now I just want to take it to the left real quick because you know we dipped on something very deep and serious, but I always got to take it left and make it a little light, right?
Yeah,
so we got to be a little nasty real quick. So what would you say? Who is the type of person or person you would be the freakiest and nastiest with in life? So I know right now, you know, you're not speaking on your dating life, but is it just anybody that you meet off rip, you give all that nasty to, or is it somebody that's got to put all that time in first?
No, I start.
Start off rip.
Let's go.
And I'm naked.
Because, man, you know, because, man, a lot of times, like, women always, I hear women say, "Oh, you gotta earn the nasty," and then I become your husband, and you still not nasty. So, like,
you better preach, Clint.
Or you gotta be my boyfriend to be nasty. Then I'm your boyfriend, and you still not nasty. So what the fuck?
Was still dry.
No, just say you don't know how to fucking do it.
Oh, preach. Now I've been guilty because you just got me together because I am that type of person that feels like I gotta get a little bit more comfortable with you before I let that freak.
Well, have a couple drinks.
Oh, that's all it takes?
6 shots of Henny, you good to go, girl.
You're not lying because I'm ready to do things. But no, all right. So that's what it is. Just have a drink, and it is.
Have a drink. Yep.
Or a smoke. Get nice and high.
Yes, as I roll up.
Because I do really value a good high sex session. That's always really great. It's very emotional.
He said, so Clint gets straight to it, no matter whether he's serious or not. What about you, Jill?
I think different people have the ability to bring out different things in me. You know, like some people, you know, you be like, oh, I didn't even know I had that in there. So I'm always impressed when somebody is able to bring that out in me.
And you, hot sauce? Well, I kind of know your answer. But
wow.
Yep,
I'm a freak off that.
No, girl, bye.
Off that. Can't nobody say nothing. I come out the gate with the freak. Easy.
Okay, so we just want to lie on episodes. That's what we're doing. All right.
Like we don't know
Okay.
you,
My
right?
vanilla ass.
We can do that if you want to. Okay.
Wait, what?
So wait, I just got to, because we got a little side chat going on within within our thing. So Clint, I'm not sure. Do you got to go or you staying, babe?
I was trying not to say it on live, but
I
yeah,
know. I'm sorry. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
We've
I'ma
almost
put
here
it
for an
out there.
hour and a half. I got to roll.
No, that's fine. We appreciate you coming through. This was such a big. I appreciate you coming through. You're a big name. You're a big person. I love following your podcast.
Yeah.
And honestly, I appreciate you taking the time out to sit with the ladies here at Henny and Hot Wings and give us
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Anytime.
School us.
School us, get us together. You know what I mean? But before you head out, if you could, for those who are living under a rock, if you could let them know where to find you.
My name is Clint Coley, at Clint Coley on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And then if you want to follow the podcast, it's at Advice from a Fuckboy. I do have a new series coming out that we just sold to BET. It's called The World Series of Spades. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming very soon. So
I'm a spades master. What's up? I'm a spades master. What's up?
I mean, everybody say that until you get on the table.
What?
So,
Don't play with me.
That's you a spades master. That's like the guy who be like, yeah, all the women be on me. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to play me?
All I'm doing is
out
doing is
here?
fucking and getting money.
You trying to play me? I'm corny out here. Let's get on the table. We'll have
I'm
that
teasing.
talk.
I'm down. Next time I'm in Boston for sure. You know what I'm saying?
So yes, thank you again. I don't mean to cut you off, Danielle. I'll let you do what you do.
Good.
I'm sorry, I said Danielle. Hot sauce. Let you do what you do.
It's fine, either or. As usual, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode or another serving of Henny and Hot Wings, where we did not have hot wings to send to.
But we had Henny.
But next time we will send him.
They had Henny.
Ooh.
She had Henny. I had wine.
We're gonna get it right next time.
Yes,
Clint.
we will. We shall. But I'll send you a T-shirt or something like that. Just DM your information. We will not stalk you. We will just send you some paraphernalia.
I know you ain't. I know you ain't stalking me.
Oh, you know I ain't.
I know you ain't stalking me. I know you ain't stalking me.
Oh yeah. Make sure, ladies, tell everybody where we can find you guys.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under Ms. Mophila, MZMOPHILA. You can also follow my podcast, Let's Get Naked, LEZGETNAKED, with an underscore under Instagram and Facebook, and without it on, I'm sorry, not Instagram and Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and without the underscore on Facebook. And Jill, where can they find you, my love?
You can find me on Instagram at Jill_Badu and on Facebook, Jill Badu.
And as usual, you guys can find Henny and Hot Wings across all listening platforms, Apple, TuneIn, Stitcher, all that. Just Google us, Henny and Hot Wings, with the first ones that will pop up. And follow myself, Miss Hot Sauce to You, across all social media at Miss Hot Sauce to You. And don't forget to listen to sparkfmonline.com because that's where we're at. Black-owned media for us, by us, for the culture. And with that said, people, we are officially out of here.
Bye.